So the question is, should I start home distilling? Well, that's a darn good question. But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so my plans kind of got changed. I was going to distill out our corn liquor, but it is so darn cold. I mean, I got up this morning, it was, I think, 5 degrees out. I know some of you guys up there in the northern states, that might be a heat wave to you, but it's cold here. Okay, so let's get back to the question at hand. So like I said, the question is, should I start home distilling? Well, so to answer that question, we need to answer a whole bunch more questions, and then you can make up your mind. So let's talk about this and we'll find out. Okay, so the first question we got to ask ourselves, or just so we know, is distilling legal? Well, I ain't sure about a lot of countries around the world. I do know that New Zealand, I think it's legal for them if it's for your own consumption. But here in the United States, in the federal eyes, it's still not legal to do. Now, in some of the states, I just don't know if they worry about it or not, but that just, so that's going to go state by state, so you're going to have to check out how your state is and what you can do and what you can't. So check it out yourself, and it's what you're comfortable with. Okay, so that's the first question. Okay, so the next question that I have is, can you make something at home as good as you can buy? Well, the answer is, first, there is a learning curve to this hobby, and it can be kind of steep, but you can do it. And you will make some mistakes, and I have made mistakes, and 99% of the time I still enjoyed the mistake I made, and I've learned a lot over the years. So in my eyes, the answer is a big yes. You can make some fantastic product in this hobby, and one of the things that I really like is you can step out of the box a little bit and try some different things, and you really be surprised what you can get away with and what you can really enjoy. So like I said before, in my opinion, you can make some fantastic stuff that you would really enjoy, and the best thing is you made it yourself and you're going to share it with your friends, and they're going to enjoy it, so that makes you feel pretty good. Alrighty, so the next question is there a cost savings to making your own spirits? Well, this is a tough one. If you only count the materials that you buy, your grains and all that stuff, I would say yes. But if you count your time and all that in, well, that's going to be a good question. Just remember, you work pretty cheap for yourself. But the other thing is too, if you remember, some of that high-end bourbon, just say, the price can be up there pretty good. So I'm going to still say yes. But just remember, this is a hobby, so you get the enjoyment of doing it. So the answer to this question is yes. Alright, next question. If I don't make spirits right, am I going to go blind? Well, the answer to that is yes. If you would drink a whole bunch of methanol, I guess it could cause blindness or other things, but just remember, methanol is a byproduct of the fermentation process. Okay, so if you drink let's say a beer or wine, you're drinking methanol. Now, granted, it's very small quantities, but you are drinking it. In the distillation part, we get rid of methanol because, well, we can, because it's normally, the majority of it is what comes off first, and we toss that out. All right, so we get rid of that. You don't save it, you don't drink it, but we get rid of it because we can. Now, I am told or read that you will have a little bit of methanol throughout your spirits, but the majority of it, you get rid of it within the 4 shots and heads. Okay, and remember, if we don't want it in our spirits anyway, because it tastes like shit. So why would we want it? Alrighty. Is distilling expensive to get into? Well, the choice is yours. You could go hog wild and buy the most expensive stuff, or you can make it yourself. You can make a very good product on a low cost still, something maybe you made yourself, or you start out small and build your equipment up as you learn. So there's maybe a lot of options there. So to answer this question, I'm going to have to say yes and no. It all depends how you want to proceed. I mean, you can buy a store-bought still, or you buy one of those Chinese stills, or a lot of the equipment. If you're a home brewer, which that's where I started, as a home brewing, a lot of the stuff I already had, so then all I had to do was buy the still. So the answer to that question is yes and no. Okay, so these are questions I've got from friends, family, viewers, everybody. And I'm just trying to put them out there so help you make up your mind. A lot of you guys are already have a still and you're already making product. I hope you enjoy this anyway, or if there's this kind of geared towards the people trying to make up their mind. Okay, so how much does it make? Well, I run my still is 8 gallons, and I usually make a 6-gallon mash. Okay, and on average, I'll get 4 to 5 750 milliliter finished product. But then, it all depends on what you make. I mean, if you're making a, let's say a light whiskey, which it don't make sense, it's bottled at 140 proof, so you're not going to get as many bottles out of that. So yes, it depends on what you're making, but on the average, I'm going to say 5 bottles at 750 at about an 80 proof, right? And that's out of a 6-gallon mash. Okay, so the next question, it kind of goes with the last question. Well, how long does it take? Well, okay, so let's break it down just very little. The mash, like I said before, I make a 6-gallon mash, and from start to clean up, it always takes me right around 4 to 5 hours. Then you got fermentation, which fermentation, granted there ain't much I got to do except for watch it. It usually takes 7 to 10 days. Sometimes I've had them done in 5, but I'm going to say basically it's 7 to 10 days. And then on distillation day, from start to clean up, it's 5 to 6 hours. And then after that, the bottling, that don't take very long, because we're just going to filter it all through a coffee filter into the bottles. So that's the long and short of that. I told you there was going to be a lot of questions to answer. Anyway, the next question is, what kind of still do I want to do I need? Well, this will depend on what you want to make. Okay, a pot still is mainly for your bourbons and whiskeys and rums. Let's say a column still or a reflux still is for like vodkas and neutrals, or like I got, you've seen it, it is what they call a combo, so I can kind of run it either way. You know, I can either run it in pot still mode or in reflux mode, which it works out pretty well for me. So of course I'm going to vote for that. Alright, well, can I make, let's say, Irish whiskey in the United States, or let's say bourbon in New Zealand? Well, yes, you can. I think I made one time, I called it an Irish style whiskey in the United States. Technically, yes. It needs to be made in Ireland, or a Scotch needs to be made in Scotland, but you know what? I'm a home distiller. I can do what I want to do, and I can call it what I want to. Okay, what can't I make as a home distiller? Well, you can make anything that you want. Just do some research, figure out what you got to do, and you can make anything. There is nothing that I know of that you can't make at home that they make, you know, out in the professional distilling world. Okay, well, in closing, I hope if you are checking this hobby out that I gave you some things to think about. And I have to say that I love this hobby. And there's a lot of people out there that are really willing to help you. Anybody else in this hobby, they want you to succeed. Everybody helps each other out. It is a great hobby, and there's a lot of video out there, so I hope you enjoy it. So, if you like what you see, hey, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, share us with your friends, give us that thumbs up, and leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I promise next week I will be bringing our corn liquor, and we're going to use our thumper jars and flavor it. Sorry it took so long, but it was just so cold. I wasn't going to do it this weekend. I'm going to go back in the house where it's really warm. Got the wood stove going. Okay, so thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.